Hello, hello! Destroyer here, back with another cast from the Rise of the Witch King, patch 2.02. Today we'll be looking at a 4v4 on Pelenor Fields random teams, which is, if you don't choose teams and you don't choose your race, then it will assign you to a random team. So it actually will make the teams for you. So we have top versus bottom here, and it is 4v4. And this is a map made by Lazarus. I'll leave a link in the description to this map. I think it's a great map, and yeah, it's a reskin of Tournament Hills basically, but I think it's actually better, just my opinion at least. But yeah, our first player here on the top team is Lezbolas as the men, and the next player is SpecialGuest as Angmar, and then we have Destroyer, which is me, and I'm the Elves, and then our final partner is GrasKopf as Angmar. Yep. And the other team is, first player is Krop as Angmar, and then vic-chan is Isengard there. Their next partner is Prodigy as the Dwarves, and the final player on their team is CS as Isengard. So yeah, two Isengards, a Dwarf, and a Angmar versus two Angmars, a Elf, and a man. So this should be interesting. 4v4s are always fun to watch, so there's always lots going on, as you might imagine. Very big battles, etc, etc. So we'll watch it, and yeah. So let's see what players are doing here. Alright, it seems Lezbolas is opening with some swordsmen here. He will immediately begin going into CS's base there. Down there. And we have a couple Hall of the King's Men to start getting Thrall Masters out from SpecialGuest there. And instead of scrolling, I'm going to start clicking because it makes more sense. I'm getting some Lorien Warriors, it looks like, after I throw my barracks down. A beacon has been placed by SpecialGuest, telling someone to go capture the outpost. There are outposts in every corner of the map. There are 4 corners here. There's little divots in the map there, so those are always good to go capture. I'm throwing down another barracks, it looks like. And let's see, GrasKopf. His name is hard to say. GrasKopf. Okay. He is opening with a couple of Thrall Masters as well. Looks like he's already got some Angmar troops in his base. Starting his mill there. That mill will go down. He does have some Axors though to try and deal with it. A couple battalions of Axors, in fact. I'm sending some Lorien swordsmen to help, looks like. Or maybe not. Maybe so. But it looks like... No, these are friendly. Okay. Yeah, definitely keeping the Thrall spam coming from Krop there. So he'll be pushing on with those. We have vic-chan over here. He has built a Uruk pit. He's got some swordsmen. He might have more than that. Looks like he has some swordsmen, or Uruk swordsmen pushing out across the field as well. There's a Goblin Cave. And Prodigy has a Hall of King, or Hall of Warriors there. I'd imagine he has some troops somewhere around the field. There's actually a bit of a tussle going down here. Let's take a look. It seems Isengard is actually helping his partner here, which is good. Which player is this Isengard? Is this vic-chan? The colors in my troops on the map actually don't match because of this HG texture thing. I should actually get rid of that. I do like it, but the colors, it doesn't work very well. Ah, it's CS, which is this player. I guess that color is pink on the map somehow, but not on the players, which is strange. Doesn't match. But yeah, the men holding off here. Lezbolas putting out a lot of Gondor soldiers and archers to try and fend off this wave of Dwarves and Uruk here. And it seems he's doing a pretty good job. And SpecialGuest will be supporting him with some Wolf Riders there, which is a good choice since there is no pikes in this army here. And it looks like they will knock them back a bit. Over here on the other side of the map, it seems I am supporting my partner here, GrasKopf. His Angmar spam is trying to fend back this other Angmar spam, and I do have some Lorien archers there. Seems we'll have to be retreating a little bit as we're being slightly overwhelmed. My Lorian archer is starting to take a bit of damage. So we're going to need more troops here immediately. I'm going to need to get my guys out of there. Hopefully I do. And yeah, these wolf riders will be pretty useful. Although there is pikes on the field now. From CS. So he is prepared for this. And good strategy, putting them in porcupine formation, keeping you guys in that porcupine formation so they are unable to be hit by cavalry and everything else. Making it very hard for these swordsmen to actually get to them. They have to go through these tanky Isengard troops. As you see, they're not really taking much damage. They're in a porcupine. And we have a war chant being thrown down there. It's like a player Crop going with a siege works. That's very ambitious. That's actually vic-chan. Because this is Crop's base, but that's vic-chan, who is this player here. So vic-chan going for a siege works very quickly. So we potentially could get some ballistas or some battering rams out very soon. Since I do have some Rivendell. No, those aren't Rivendell Lancers. Those are the, what are they called? I'll just click on the stables. Linden Horse Archers. So I have brought out some Lindens, as I know they're pretty tough. They work as cavalry as well as archers, which is pretty nice. But they are quite, I think they're a bit too strong in my opinion, but they are very good. So I'll be using those. I feel they're pretty good in when you have your partner to kind of spam in front of you. You can use those to be mobile and also be pretty good for damage. Yeah, this battle here is raging on. It seems we do have a Prince Brand somewhere, it sounds like. Or unless that was a... no, it's not Prince Brand, it's Captain Faramir there. I was going to say, there's no dwarf hero here. So, the men, Lezbolas does have a hero there, Faramir. We also have a hero, who is this? CS. CS actually has Sharku. Sharku could be a good addition to his army here, since they will be doing a lot of damage. There's actually no pikes from the opposing team here, although he is quickly rectifying that. But he is starting to be overwhelmed as the Dwarves and Isengard combo is starting to push forward a bit. And it seems me and my partner with the Angmar troops are pushing forward quite aggressively. Let's take a look at the powers real quick before we have a chance. We're actually just sitting there, really, playing defense at some point. But the men, Lezbolas in the top left has rally call. We have a war chant from Crop. I have a rally call, a heal from Prodigy, the dwarf. CS, the Isengard in the bottom left, has 2 powers, war chant and visionary palantir, as well as getting quite a few power points already. He's getting lots of power points very quick because he's constantly in combat. GrasKopf has a... Oh, GrasKopf actually got some Dark Rangers for pretty good. Dark Rangers are excellent. So me and my partner are actually solidifying our position here. And yeah, he has War Chant, and then SpecialGuest has War Chant as well. Everyone pretty much having War Chant. But Lezbolas, the men, having summoned hobbits. As you see here, little hobbitses, helping out in the battle. Yes, yes you do. And let's go back to observing all so I can see what's going on here. I have sent some Lindens across the map to help my allies here on this side. So these are my Lindens. And they'll be pushing forward soon, I'm imagining. And we have another battle here as me and Angmar push forward again. And Angmar and Isengard try and defend. We're doing pretty good here. I do have some Rivendell Lancers as well. It looks like vic-chan was starting to go for Ballista, which could be quite effective. We'll see if he actually manages to save this siege works though. Those aren't cheap. And it is very exposed. I think he probably should have put that back a little bit. It's quite in the enemy zone of fire there. Lots of troops being thrown around with the fell wind. I guess there's a lot of Angmars here. But it looks like our team is running out of troops there. I'm going to want to retreat, as we don't have enough guys left on that side of the map. Also having ballistas on this side. Looks like the player at CS to go with siege weaponry as well. They're far from dead over here, and I do still have my guys here. And SpecialGuest also having Dark Rangers now. And there is a hero here. Who is this? That's still Faramir. Okay, that's right. There's also a Boromir on the field. I do see him. He's right there. The man of the hour. Well, he's always the man of the hour, even if he doesn't do anything, in my opinion. That horn will come in mighty handy, though. As you might imagine, Boromir's horn always comes in handy. I'd like to see him throw that down pretty soon, but you don't need to do it prematurely, because there's no point. Now he'll throw it down there, using the horn, stunning all these troops, and you'll want to push forward and kill them while they are stunned. Best way to utilize that ability. Possibly arrow volley. Arrow volley is good after a Boromir horn stun. Looks like me and my ally here are grouping up. He does have Waldar as well. Waldar is an excellent hero. Looks like I have made a Ent moot, and I do have an Ent now. So if we can keep that safe, I should be able to pelt things from afar. As you see, we're being the aggressive team. As on the right side, we're basically defending here, this choke point. No one seems to want to go around it. If they did, they might actually get pretty deep in our base. But I do have Linden horse archers, which actually could counter anything. Looks like there actually is an attack coming through with the center here. Not a whole lot, and my Linden should be able to take care of this. I do also have Noldor warriors now, and those as well. I'll be making short work of those. Smeagol actually getting butchered there. Me quickly picking up the ring so the enemy doesn't. There's actually got enemy Waldar here as well. He's level 3. But my guys will be making short work of these. And I do run these cavalry into the axe swords there to do a little charge damage. We do have a Theoden from the men player Lezbolas to give his troops leadership there. One thing I do like about patch 2.02 is all the leadership seems to be generalized the same. Like, they all give 33% armor and damage, and they earn experience faster, as opposed to where like other patches have different kinds of leadership, like 50% damage, armor on different leaderships. I like where it's just one, and you know that one is the leadership you're going to be having. It's quite nice. Just a personal thing there. We do have a Glorian out in the field now from the Dwarves there. Could be getting a nice slam if he... Yeah, there it goes. Sending lots of men flying there. These ballistas actually doing massive amounts of damage there, forcing the enemy team to retreat. As you see, we do have lots of stuff here. We just have a stone troll thrower. I said that backwards, isn't it? Troll stone thrower. That's a tough one to say. Ents also coming out. So we'll have two different siege weapons, possibly doing a lot of damage here. The snowbind being thrown down on the siege works to save it, but I don't think it's going to be standing much longer after that is gone. But this team definitely is in trouble here. I actually don't see any troops from this player, vic-chan, at the moment. Looks like he's trying to send some more. He doesn't really have any at the moment, though. And now, will Angmar actually be able to stop all these? We actually have two troll stone throwers and an Ent. So this Angmar probably will be losing his fortress here. We also have a big battle going over here. Lots of siege weaponry. We also have siege weapons for the men there as well. Looks like Angmar is starting to make some ground, though. Or not Angmar, Isengard. As he does have lots and lots of weaponry. Watcher being summoned down here by CS, Isengard in the bottom left. He does industry and the Watcher now. But I don't think it's going to matter. And GrasKopf, my partner that we're fighting here, has summoned orcs and fell wind now. SpecialGuest has fell wind. We have a Tain land there. We have hobbits, we already saw that. And we had snowbind and that, but now he has no fortress. He cannot use powers, and that is my elven wood, of course. So yeah, not looking good for that player, Krop there. The Angmar player in the bottom right. And now the men are actually making some ground as well. A fell wind. Oh no. Followed up by an arrow volley. Extremely brutal. That combo is so nasty. And we also have Saruman from Isengard here, the CS player, as well as Aragorn from the men Lezbolas. And he does have alerts here, level 4 as well. But now that the crop is dead pretty much, it's not looking good for the bottom team. As once you lose a partner, it's just going to kind of snowball out of control, and you may lose the game there. And there's definitely enough to keep Isengard and the Dwarves from fighting their way through over here as well. Looks like CS has quit out of the game, as Crop has been defeated as well. CS realizing they're going to lose the game because the right side has actually crumbled. And that does happen. And vic-chan also being defeated there. This Isengard player, he has left the game. So now the only player left in the game is Prodigy, the dwarf. And he has assumed control of the Isengard's structures here as well. And doesn't look like he's quitting out quite yet. So we will begin pushing forward on all fronts. As the Men of the West heroes and also Morgamir from Angmar pushing forward there as well. Yeah, it's looking pretty bad. The game is already over, we already know this, but we are going to have to finish him. He's not going to make it easy on us, I guess, as he won't be quitting out. Prodigy dying, or staying to the last breath, defending his lands. But we do have lots of siege weaponry from both teams on each side, so we should make short work of the Dwarven fortress here and the Isengard fortress here. And yep, we'll just begin cleaning up his buildings. We have 3 Trollstone throwers. We do have some Noldor warriors there. I was going pretty much for just Noldor warriors and Ents and Mirkwoods, and it seemed to work pretty well. It was about to transition into. I was using Lorien warriors for most of the game, or Lorien archers, as they're a good starter archer, and they're still pretty powerful. But yeah, this fortress taking a massive amount of damage, and it will go down very quickly here. And boom, it goes down. Now let's take a look over here. This Dwarven fortress also following suit, as it has no resistance to stop these trebuchets. Mr. Aragorn himself blade mastering it up. And this fort will go down. Kaboom, once again. So, we just have a couple structures here. Looks like everything over here has been destroyed. And yeah, that was a pretty entertaining game. I hope you guys did as well. I thought it was fun to play, at least. I have been getting into the swing of Battle for Middle-earth, Rise of the Witch King, patch 2.02, and it is quite fun once I get going. Especially these 4v4s and 3v3s and stuff. They're very fun. Free-for-alls are good too. And even a 2v2 is fun. I'm not a huge fan of 1v1s, but, you know, to each their own. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that game, and I will see you in the next cast of the Rise of the Witch King patch 2.02. So, see you next time.